I'm live. It says, well, I'm back. We made it home after being gone for about 10 days. Mercy. It was a great vacation. We'd never taken one that long before, and it still went rather, seemed to go rather fast, man. Anyways, I digress. The back door opened for a while to try to air the place out after getting home, and the seal came loose, and fucking skeeters got in, and it was driving me fucking nuts. These old gnats flying everywhere. I'm getting really pissed off, man. But I never notice them until I get ready to start the video. And then they all start hovering over right where I am. And they love to get my whiskey. And that really just fucking pisses me off. anyways, anyways, I digress. Let me get set up here. Oops, hit the wrong button. Let's try this again. There we go. Now we're set. All right. How the heck are you? Yeah, man, we had a great time. Started off in started off in uh, started off in Indianapolis. We ended up spending an extra day, I guess. So we went up a day early. We got there late in the afternoon, but then we actually had the whole next day to explore Indianapolis, which was nice. I was able to hit a handful of breweries and a couple of distilleries. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the distilleries. What I really loved about Indianapolis, to be honest with you, was how inclusive it is. There were pride flags at almost, I think, in every place, to be honest with you, in the various versions of to include the trans community. I thought that was great. I wish Springfield would catch up to that. Talking to folks in Indianapolis, so they said it's getting better. Son of a bitch. Just like I said, a fucking bug got in there. God damn it. Hold on, I gotta go off camera and straighten this out. The plastic ones. Which one? Sure. All right, let's try this again. Sorry about that. Man, I just frustrated when I sat down here. Goddamn bugs are everywhere. Just pisses me off to no fucking end. Especially it wouldn't bother me if it wasn't my good whiskey. But it's the good stuff, man. I don't want it in there. Anyway, take a breath, Tom. Well, I had some coasters here I could cover it up with, but now I can't find any of them, and I never can't seem to find what I'm looking for when I'm looking for it. And there we go. That'll work. I use my smoker cover that glass up. Anyway, okay, let's start over. Back to Zen. I am Tom, the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker. I'm also Tom, the Beer Whisperer, Beer Evangelist, prolific drinker for wisdom. Anyway, we had a great vacation. It was really nice. I found some stuff on the way home by accident. The Neely Family Distillery, and I've had this a couple times, but we're in hotel rooms, and I had it in a plastic cup. So I wanted to give it the treatment, put it in glass. That's why I was really pissed off the bug got in there. Anyway, it is at 109 proof. It's 76% corn, 19% wheat, 5% malted barley, and man, this shit is just good. But this is the first time I'm able to drink it in a glass. So let's see if I feel it any different. Oh, God. There's still. Let's try this again. Strain it out. Good enough. Anyways, yeah. So I am getting. What I found was interesting that it isn't at only 70%, 76% corn. You don't have a lot of sweetness going on the nose or on the palate. The wheat does soften the body, and those of you that know me know I do prefer uh, traditional bourbon that uses rye, but this is arguably or quite possibly one of the best, if not the best, wheated bourbon I've ever had. It is just crazy good. Makes me wish I'd have bought two of these bottles. They only had them in the little bottles, and they were about $40 a piece. So I kind of debated about buying it in the first place. But then I figured, well, hell, I'm probably never going to get this way again. So I went ahead and bought them, and man, that nose is insane. Flavors, aromas get talked about a lot in bourbon, and what I think gets left out a lot is the mouthfeel, the body. That is what's absolutely perfect about this particular whiskey, just the way it feels. Remarkably easy to drink at that 109 proof. Amazing. Remember, I was picking up some orange when I had it the other day, and I'm still getting that for sure. And I noticed the spice notes I was getting on the back end. Typically you're going to pick up some cinnamon, allspice, mixed baking spice in a lot of cases. But the first thing I noticed here was black pepper, and yeah, that's still what I'm getting. I just want to see if it would change having it in the glass. Now you do feel some of that cinnamon, and depending on your palate, you may pick up some of those other spices as well. It's not going to be unusual if you pick up other baking spices or even ginger. But the black pepper kind of surprised me because that's the first thing that came at me. Anyway, I'm going to pop a beer with you. It's a Brew Dog. They're Ohio Pilsner. I was going to do good whiskey and cheap beer for this video. This one isn't terribly cheap, but it's just meant to be just an easy drinker. So we're going to knock it back first. I actually didn't buy this at the Brew Dog, to be honest with you. They have some of the products there, not all. I don't think they had this one, but a lot of the products that they have there for sale at the Brew Dog, you can find less expensive, let's say, at a local store. This 12 pack at a Meyer. But yeah, the flavors that they had, almost everything is less expensive buying it at a store. I guess I'm not too surprised, but it was interesting. Gosh, these bugs are killing me, man. They're just everywhere. So anyway, cilantro. Try to get the rest of this in there. Yeah, this ain't bad. It's not great. It's not meant to be. It's a 4% Pilsner, just one of those easy drinking beers. That's what it's meant to be. Is their foundation Ohio Pilsner. It's less expensive than most of their offerings, and that's what it's meant to be. But there's nothing wrong with it. It's just one of those beers you just drink. You don't need to do all the pretentious beer stuff. Just knock it back, man. Delicious. Pick up another little swig of this whiskey. Yeah, I was debating on what whiskey to have. That I haven't had this one in a glass. I've drank it for 2 days. I've been drinking it too quick. Pouring this, I'm down to about half a bottle now. I'm probably going to take it away until I can share some with some friends. But really wanted to have some this evening in a glass. Now, speaking of cheap beer or inexpensive beer, to be nice, I have a Narragansett lager. Excuse me. I actually picked this one up at a Trader Joe's. I figured, it's sometimes you want to have some inexpensive beer around for different reasons. I'm not seeing a ABV on it. Made on honor, sold on merit. Narragansett Brewing, Providence, Rhode Island, and Rochester, New York. I'm not seeing an ABV on it at all here. I'm guessing it probably hovers around 4. I'd be surprised if it was more than that. But I've got to get a different glass. This one. That's on the outside. Oh, mercy. This whiskey's insane, man. I bought 3 products. I bought this bottle, this bottle here, a bottle this size of the rye, and then another bottle of it was a commemorative product of some kind. I have to get the bottle and show you, but and at the time thought I was spending a lot of money, and I was a little more than I'd hoped to, just a little bit more than I hoped to. Um, but boy, if the rest of the products are as good as this is, I'm not going to complain too much. Boy, the viscosity of this one, the mouthfeel is just it's just gorgeous, man. Okay. Why get the whole can? I think it will hold 16 ounces, but right to the very top. It's a 16-ounce can, and I've got almost all of it in there. Might be a 14-ounce glass. We're gonna get real close. Let that foam settle a second while I take a swig of whiskey. It's nice to be back. I've got a couple days, a couple days before I have to get back to work. So I can relax tomorrow, try to get stuff unpacked again. Hell, it ain't bad. If I can get the rest of it in there. And cilantro. We'll finish this whiskey up. And cilantro. Picked up a lot of good stuff. Well, I don't even know what all I bought at the moment, to be honest with you, until I get everything in. Picked up some beer at different places. I started at the Old Herald. I didn't buy any beer there. The beer I had was good, but I didn't have any cans. I didn't want to buy a growler at that time because that was our first stop, right? That was only about 3.5 hours into the first day. So, but I did buy one bottle of whiskey, and I don't want to open that one up yet, but I am looking forward to it. It's called Buzzworthy. It's a bourbon that's finished in a honey barrel where they aged the whiskey. They took the honey, took the whiskey out, aged the honey, took the honey out, and then aged it. Anyways, you get the idea. So I'm looking forward to trying that one. Then we hit several places in Indiana. We first went to the Garage Food Hall, and they had the Hard Truth, had a bar there. So, and I wasn't familiar with their products, so I tried a couple of things there, and they had a couple well, they had a special run in a combination. If you bought the sweet mash rye along with the bourbon cream, it was about, I don't know, about $10 difference in buying both of them. So I figured, oh, what the hell. So I went ahead and bought those two, and both products are pretty incredible. The next day I hit Whiskey Tango and Four Fingers Distillery, and both of them are wonderful. Again, what I really loved about the whole Indianapolis beer and whiskey scene is how inclusive they are there. I love seeing the flags everywhere. They're bringing everybody in. Every place had a positive vibe. I like to see our little corner of Missouri get there, but it's probably going to be a while. Still small minds in this neck of the woods, unfortunately. But I thought that was great in the beer scene and the whiskey scene there. It's Chili Water Brewing, Metazoa, Sun King. Forgot Metazoa yesterday. Now I'm forgetting another one today. Oh, St. Joseph's. There we go. St. Joseph's Brewing. Then also went to the Jazz Kitchen for their Jazz Fest, happened to be in town. So I checked that. It was their All-Star night. I didn't stay for the whole show because it was kind of late, but I was glad I kind of made myself go. It was an interesting vibe. I love the jazz clubs, you know. Jazz clubs are so mellow. Nice overpriced cocktails. It was good though. And then the next day we drove to Columbus. We stopped at Columbus a little early to check in at the hotels. Gosh, these bugs are driving me nuts, man. So we stopped at the Hofbrau House first. Had a great meal and a good beer. The beer is really good. And there, so most of their beers, as I found out, are brewed there. The first one I started with was not. It is their. I had their Fest beer, so I felt like it was a moral imperative to start with their Fest beer. Food we had there was a roasted half chicken with crispy skin, served with, excuse me, warm German potato salad and fried cabbage. And oh my god, that shit was amazing. And then from there, I went to Endeavor Brewing and Spirits. I didn't buy any to-go beer there either, but I did buy a bottle of whiskey. They had a bottle of malt whiskey that used, I can't remember the percentage, but it used like, I think it was like 75 or 76%, something like that, Speyside malt. And I found it very intriguing, so I bought a bottle. And then from there, I went to Echo Distilling, where I was able to bottle my own bottle of, again, a honey barrel whiskey. I didn't think about that till just now, but I got 2 different bottles of a honey barrel whiskey from 2 different distillers. So I'm really looking forward to trying those, but I'm hoping to try them with some friends. I've got a couple friends that really like whiskey as much as I do, so I would like to share them with them. And I finished up at High Bank, which is known for whiskey blending. They've got a lot of different blends, barrels, and that kind of thing going on there. Very interesting. I had a flight there that was outstanding, and then I had an old fashioned there. The bartender there at High Bank was amazing. It was great talking with her. She was a younger bartender, me being an older bartender, so we were kind of comparing notes and talking about different things. It was interesting. Her take on everything. I was getting a lot of ideas from her and asking about her cocktail. She was getting kind of animated. That was nice. And then from there, we finally went and checked in at the Brew Dog. I can't say enough. I mean, was everything perfect? No, but we love to stay at the Brew Dog. Uh, the only complaint, and quite frankly, it's a minor one, as breakfast is included, but the breakfasts aren't great, but it's still breakfast. The restaurant food though was rather outstanding, and the beer there and the customer service there was really good. And Wednesday night into our stay, a friend that lives not far from there came up and visited me there. I said, "Friend, somebody I've known on social media, various beer groups for I don't know, probably almost 15 years. I think 2010 is what we narrowed it down to. But it was finally nice to meet in person. Really was. I was hoping a couple other friends might be able to make it, but yeah, life happens. I didn't figure. I just let them know where we were. If somebody wanted to meet us, they could. And Steve came down. Steve and his family, the wife and son. It was really nice to meet them. His wife is very nice. Uh, So, anyways, I'm not going to get too creative. I bought some stuff to really do some things with some cocktails, and I don't know if I'll have time to get that going tomorrow or not because we just got back and we got to get out and get a couple things. But I'm really excited about doing some things with some cocktails. I picked up a few different things, a few different whiskeys, and then a couple other items to really do something. I'm becoming a bit of a bitter junkie, and I've got right in front of me, I've got cranberry bitters, toasted almond, mints, plum, grapefruit, and I have others. I've got cherry, I've got orange, I've got your standard Angostura. I've got peach, tobacco. I mean, I bought a lot of bitters, man. But I found one I didn't have, and it's kind of perfect going into the fall. So I found ginger bitters. I have cardamom that I didn't mention earlier that I really like going into the fall. But ginger, they had ginger bitters. I also bought a really good bottle of vermouth because as I have said in other videos, your cocktail is only as good as the ingredients you put in them. So I wanted to buy a bottle of vermouth as good as the whiskey I'm going to be using to make these cocktails because I love a Manhattan going in the fall and I really want to put together No, there's a drink, the perfect Manhattan. I want to make my perfect Manhattan, though. The Whiskey Whisperer perfect Manhattan. So I'm going to experiment and get that one down. I did pick up. There's a, I think it's at an Indiana restaurant or steakhouse on St. Elmo's, and I found a whiskey that was made for them. It's a cherry vanilla whiskey that I picked up. So I want to put something together with that. I think really all I need to do with that, I want to make sort of a Manhattan cocktail, uh, but I don't want to add any sweet vermouth to it. I think all I really need to do to it is chill it, then maybe add some cherry bitters. But I want to taste it first. But I may do an old fashioned with it as well. Just make it more cherry oriented, less orange. Use a cherry garnish. Uh, Maybe do a dark cherry simple on it. Anyways, I digress. Mercy, Percy. Back home again. I'll check with y'all. I am Tom, the Whiskey Whisperer. Let's do that one first. Whiskey Evangelist, pull up whiskey, drinker, prayer, wisdom, man. I'm the Beer Whisperer, Beer Evangelist, pull up, drinker, prayer, wisdom, man. All around, good guys. Watch you. Ah.